Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy Nimbus here, and today I'm going to be making a guide for new players on the Legion system in MapleStory. So we're going to be covering what is Legion, when you should work on Legion, what is the fastest way to make Legion characters, Legion class priority, how to use the Legion solver, Legion coins, Legion ranks, and the Legion artifact. So first, what is Legion? Legion is a horizontal progression system in MapleStory that gives you a boatload of damage for free. As you can see here, I have 55 million combat power right now. And as you can see here, when I equip all of my Legion stats, it moves me all the way up to 75 million Legion power. So that is almost a 50% increase in my damage just from Legion itself. So this system is crazy, it gives you so much damage, and it is super worth your time. The system works by allowing you to place characters on something called a Legion grid. The Legion grid gives you a plethora of stats that make you stronger in general. From the Legion grid, you can get attack or magic attack, base stat, boss damage, IED, crit damage, buff duration, bonus EXP, damage normal mobs, crit rate, and some other dog water useless ones. Yeah, I'm looking at you status resistance. To get your Legion started, you can go to any major town, and those are usually these big blue circles with a bunch of quests like Hennessy's, like Elenia, Kerning City. If you're in Arcane River, it is any of the home bases, pretty much. So like, Lake of Oblivion, Morass Truffet Square. And yeah, so you just need to look for the guys on your mini-map here that are the two purple dots standing beside each other, and they're supposed to be circles. And so if we just go down over here, we will see Dame Appropriation and Squire Poncho Stanza. And if you just click on Dame here, you'll be able to start your Legion quest. I already did mine, so you won't be able to see it. Your Legion level is a total sum of the level of the 42 highest level characters on your account. And I know, I said 42, I know it's a lot, but again, 50% extra damage, crazy gains, am I right, people? Each class also provides stats when their block is assigned to the Legion grid. Ideally, you want one of each class, as their grid bonuses cannot be doubled if you place two of the same class on the Legion grid. For example, Demon Avenger gives you boss damage. If you put two Demon Avengers on your Legion grid, you're not going to get double the boss damage, you're just going to get one and waste potential extra stats. Characters get a rank based on their level, and the higher the rank, the more blocks they can contribute to the grid. Up to 5 blocks. Characters start at B rank at level 60 and reach new ranks at the following levels. A rank at level 100, 2 blocks. S rank at level 140, which gives them 3 blocks. SS rank at level 200, which gives them 4 blocks. And triple S rank at level 250, which gives them 5 blocks. On top of that, each different archetype of class has a different shaped block. And also Xenon has a special one, because, Nexon loves Xenon. The stats provided grow with the rank of the character too. For example, Phantom provides 1% extra Meso obtained at B rank, and at triple S rank, they provide 5% Meso obtained, increasing by 1% per rank. Now that we know what Legion is and why it's so important, let's get into it. So, when should you start working on Legion? Do it! To be honest, this is extremely subjective, as you can get rather far into Arcane River without having to touch Legion at all, but eventually you'll hit a wall. I would say push your main as far into Arcane River as you can, while being able to at least two-shot mobs. Once you cannot two-shot mobs, you have probably either A, hit an Arcane Force wall, and this is a time gate that you really cannot get around, unless there's event resources to give you symbols, or B, you just lack damage. Either way, it's probably time to start working on Legion. From here, you should start working on link skills in Legion to make your account stronger. The great part about Legion is that your Legion levels passively get higher as you start working with your link skills. If you need an in-depth guide on link skills, I've already made one, and I'll link it below in the comments if you guys want to check that out. I would recommend working on Legion characters whenever you're at a wall, as it is the second most easy and free way to get stronger in MapleStory, with the first way being link skills. So, Nimbus, what is the easiest way to make Legion? I know it seems like a lot of training, but you only need to get a character to level 130 to be done training it for both Legion and link skills. You can use event rewards to get it to level 200 or 210 from there. You want to stop them at level 200 if it's just for the Legion, and at 210 if they also have a link skill that you want. The easiest way to make new Legion characters as a new player is to make a character and just do the main story quests and follow that all the way to level 130. Once they're 130, you can park them there for now. This way, you will get their level 2 link skills and they will be eligible for extreme growth potions, aka bonks. From 130, you'll be able to bonk the character all the way to 200 without ever having to train it again. On average, it takes between 18 to 22 bonks to get a character to level 200, and this kind of depends on your luck as there's a bit of RNG involved with these bonks. Once you are level 200, you can either leave them at double S rank until way, way, way later in the game, like you're pushing endgame for example, or you can use EXP coupons to get them to 210 if again they have a link skill that you need. So in regards to Legion class priority, I think it's as follows, with 1 being the most important and then descending. So 1 being characters with important link skills, 2 being characters with important stats from their Legion block, 3 characters that are easy to train, and 4 characters that you want that bring main stat. For example, some warriors come with a strength block, so my Demon Slayer would want more of those on the grid. Since this is a video on MMOs, it would not be complete without a tier list. Of course, right? Alright guys, so here's the tier list I've made for you. Just keep in mind that everything below important stats, so easy to train and below, is not in order. So it's just a general idea of how good these classes are for training for your Legion. So 0 is definitely the most important one to do for your Legion. I know it has a super long story, but it gives you 10% EXP and you're going to be training a lot, so it just makes everything that much faster. So you might as well just get it done early. Don't procrastinate on it. Get 0 done. After that, we have Shade, Hayato, and Mo Xuan. They all give crit damage. Crit damage is like the most important stat for training, and it'll just make everything that much easier when it comes to leveling up the rest of your characters. After that, we have Demon Avenger and Kana. Demon Avenger and Kana both give boss damage, and this whole game revolves around bossing, so you definitely want to get them done as soon as possible. After that, we have Lin and Blaster. Lin and Blaster give you ignore enemy defense, which again is really nice for bossing, but because you're working on Legion, it's not as high priority, but again, they are both very important. After that, we have Mercedes, which gives you cooldown reduction. We have Mechanic, which gives you buff duration, and then we have Phantom, which gives you Meso obtained. After that, the rest of the other skills aren't that notable. Some of them give stats, so they can give you main stat. Again, I'd refer to the comments for the wiki link that'll tell you which class gives which stats. But in easy to train, we have Lara. Lara's super free. You just run around and hit stuff, or hit your veins, and they hit stuff for you. Angelic Buster is really strong early game. Same thing with Ho Young and Adele. Like, all these classes don't need that much Legion to just run around and just one-tap everything up to 130. Same thing with Dawn Warrior, Luminous, Xenon, Corsair. Like, all of these classes in easy to train usually don't run with that much difficulty early on, except for maybe Arc and Marksman. But by then you should have enough Legion where it makes everything pretty easy. In regards to okay to train, in my opinion, Buck's mobbing is like terrible pre-5th job, but it's still like not the worst. Like the ones below it, I think are a little more tedious, a little more painful. So that's what I think here. Demon Slayer is like all right. You can still TP farm up to 130 kind of. Wind Archer, Kaiser, Night Lord, Bowmaster. They're all not bad. Same thing with Kane, Kinesis, Aaron, Blade Master. Like all these classes are just like okay to train, not the worst thing ever. But for CBT, oh my god, like man oh man, some of these characters are just like terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible to train. And like deadass, if Mercedes didn't have their link skill and didn't give cooldown reduction, Mercedes would be in CBT also. But you know what? We're not thinking about their link skills. We're just thinking about the Legion stats you get from the grid. And yeah, Evan is like terrible to train, feels super weak, super clunky. You're mashing buttons, you don't know what they do. Same thing with Wild Hunter. This thing hits like a wet noodle. Fucking that's how I feel about Wild Hunter. Kali is a combo class. Like you're not gonna know what you're doing. You're just gonna be mashing buttons. You're not gonna deal any damage. You're gonna miss FD from some obscure mechanic that like only mains know about. Same thing with Cadena. This class is super janky. It feels like you're playing whack-a-mole. I have no idea what's going on. I keep missing abilities because I keep getting knocked around by abilities that I'm trying to press. Um, Mihail's range is like super weak, so it just feels really bad to mob on, to be honest, because the range is so low. Nightwalker is super clunky because they kind of work similar to a Hurricane class, except the problem is they can't like jump and tap once. You have to like jump and hold it down. I have a 275 Nightwalker. I love Nightwalker, but before you can bite farm, this class is like cheeks to farm on, bro. It's terrible. 0 out of 10. Okay, maybe 2 out of 10, but it's terrible. Blaze Wizard's like all right, not a huge fan. Same thing with Battle Mage, they just don't do enough damage. And Thunderbreaker, like by God, my fingers hurt. Also, Blaster would also be in CBT if Blaster didn't give IED. This class is a nightmare to train. There's so many buttons. You deal no damage unless you do the combos, and like I just can't be bothered to learn the combo. So you're just farming, dealing no damage. But yeah, Blaster and Mercedes without their Legion blocks, they'd be in CBT. So like, good luck with those, to be honest, guys. But yeah, just specifically talking about like how easy they are to train for Legion. I'd avoid these characters if you can, but if you need the link skills, obviously you're gonna do it. But yeah, that's the tier list. So now that we have some Legion characters, it's time to assign them to the grid. And I don't really want to be bothered with puzzles, and I'm sure some of you don't want to either. So with that, we're going to use the Legion solver. So all you're going to do to use the Legion solver is go to Google, type in Legion solver, click the first link, and then from here, all you're going to do is just fill in how many characters you have and what level they are. So level 60s go here, level 100s go here. You just click plus or minus, or you can type it in. And then from there, all you need to do is just fill in everything so that it fits how many Legion characters you have. And then I just want to bring your attention here to spaces to be filled. This tells you how many actual blocks on the board you are available to have, and you just want to make sure that the number of characters is the correct amount so that it is the number of characters that you can assign to your Legion board. So for me, I'm past 8,500 Legion, so I'm allowed 37 characters. All you're going to do now is just hold left click and fill in all of the parts of the grid that you want your blocks to cover. And if you want to undo something, you just hold left click on something you've already filled out, and you can drag around to undo it too. It's very intuitive, but everything works on left click here. So I'm going to want IED and crit damage. I'm also going to want boss damage over here, because this will be, let's say, for example, my bossing Legion page. And then let's say I have attack over here just because it fits nicely, and I have strength over here. So you'll see that the spaces to be filled is the exact same number as the board space is filled. So this is exactly how many characters and blocks I'm allowed, and I am allowed 37 characters. So I'm just going to press start right here, and then boom. It'll tell me the exact solution to what I'm looking for. And if these spaces, for example, are not the stats you want, I'm just going to go ahead right now and show you how to go ahead and change that. So let's say, again, like, let's say these are not the stats I want. Let's say I'm a mage and I actually instead want intellect and magic attack, right? So what I'm going to do here is just click on this, and then I'll click it over to intellect, but now intellect's taken from over here, right? So I'm just going to have to click strength over here just so that these can switch stats. The next thing I'm going to, and then I'll just click confirm, it'll save. And now let's say I want to change attack to magic attack. It's the same thing. I just click magic attack here. Now something is gone, and I'll just replace it with the highlighted one, which is attack, and then boom. So now on my grid here, you can see that instead of getting strength, I'm getting intellect, and instead of magic attack, or sorry, instead of attack, I'm getting magic attack. Okay, now that you're starting to build out your Legion, you're going to start accumulating Legion coins, so let's talk about that. So Legion coins are a currency you passively gain for having characters on your Legion grid. Each character's Legion raid power is determined by their level and the character strength, but most of their raid power is determined by their level. So with Legion coins, you can start buying goodies from the Legion shop, and you can also upgrade your Legion rank. Another easy way to get Legion coins is by doing the weekly Legion quests. This gives you an extra 200 coins per week. To access the Legion shop, you can click on the quick move in the top left of your screen and select Squire Poncho. This will instantly open up the shop. Most of the things in the Legion shop are useful depending on your situation, but I'm going to talk about things that are a complete waste of coins and under no circumstances you should ever purchase. So in regards to the Legion shop, there are a couple things here that I think are just a complete scam and a complete noob trap, just a big waste of Legion coins, honestly. All of these are pretty useful. Legion Might's good for fighting stuff, bossing especially. Legion Expertise is just 2 times EXP coupons. Legion Luck gives you 50% bonus drop rate for however long the coupon lasts. So this is really good for like boss rooms and stuff. Legion Wealth is really nice because it gives you an extra 50% Meso increased. So if you are farming, I would recommend to try and stock up on these because you actually make a lot more Meso per half hour when you have one of these active. but these are pretty much the only things I'd ever buy from the Legion shop. Epic potential scrolls you can get just from doing U Garden, so these aren't really worth it, especially because they're so expensive. Potential stamps you can just buy from any general merchant. Karma hard cubes, again, these are really expensive. You can just buy cubes from the merchants with Meso. Same thing with these flames. I think these are just really expensive. You'll burn out really fast. A really, really big noob trap is actually these Legion Meso boxes. So these Meso boxes give you like nothing. They give you like literally nothing. Like you might as well just like poop in your hands and clap. Like it's you're actually getting scammed. Um, these growth potions are also a really big trap. They're not worth it. They're pretty much just really bad coupons, especially for the price, are really bad potions, I guess. And these are not the extreme growth potions, so these will not get you to level 200. And again, for the price, it's really not worth it. Another one is the Honor EXP. This isn't even Honor EXP that you're just getting for free. This is like a coupon you can use on a character to move 5,000 Honor EXP from one character to another. So again, this is completely useless. Anything that is not these coupons, you can source other ways for significantly cheaper, especially when you're early game, your Legion coins are really precious. So yeah, don't really buy anything except for these 4 coupons here. All right, and we touched on it a little bit earlier, but let's talk about Legion rank. So your Legion rank is something that you get based on your Legion level, and your Legion ranks are separated into multiples of 500. So once you hit a multiple of 500, you'll be given the ability to upgrade your Legion rank. For example, 500, 1000, 1500, so forth. Each of these is a different Legion rank. Once you hit one of these thresholds, talk to Dame, and you'll be able to raise your Legion rank for Legion coins. This will allow you to place more characters on the grid and unlock more spaces on the grid also. You will not have access to your full grid until you hit 6,000 Legion. Until you are 6k Legion coins, I would highly recommend saving your Legion coins to progress your Legion rank, as it can get rather expensive for an early game player. If you really need to buy something from the Legion shop, I'd suggest checking yourself out on Maple Ranks so you can see how many Legion coins you get per day, and that'll allow you to budget accordingly. I'm also going to link that in the comments below. I hope you guys now have a better understanding of what the Legion system is, and you can start working on it to get those free, fat, juicy gains. And if you guys found this video helpful, make sure you guys subscribe, as I'll be making a lot more useful guides for beginners in the future. And it would be really sick if you guys could leave a like and comment, as it helps out a ton with the algorithm. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. I appreciate you guys for stopping by, and yeah, see ya!